Welcome back, everyone. We are still in Group F to decide who will actually secure a spot in the playoffs to play at the Lanxess Arena. Now it's down to Kinguin, who just beat Immunity, and Cloud9, who's been waiting for them after a nice day one for them. But of course, a tough last matchup for them going up against VP. But that's something, I mean, Moses, you just established yesterday, that they seem to be able to get everyone's numbers once they meet them once, but then with VP, it's just, it never happens.
I'm pretty convinced it might never, ever happen.
You think so?
I'm getting there. Like, it's just rough. It's always a steamroll, too. It's like a beatdown. It's hard to see.
But there was a glimmer of hope yesterday. Like, the fact they got 6 rounds in a row and the T's had a couple, it looked like they had the number. They worked it out and they found it.
Turned around real quick, didn't it?
I was commentating. I was like, wow, they've really locked this down. What could they possibly do? And then all of a sudden, it fell apart again, and it seemed like VP just picked it up and has got every single round after that. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. VP just seemed pretty much unstoppable against most NA teams right now. Yeah,
and I mean, Taz was saying himself, he's like, well, we actually don't quite know why we're able to do that against Cloud9, but it happened, so obviously he's happy about that. But let's focus on Cloud9 a little bit. Obviously, we just saw Kinguin. We got to talk to Michael a little bit about their game, and they're just going to take one game at a time going in. Cloud9, though, earlier you guys said, all right, they probably shouldn't mind either team here. They're going to be looking forward to the matchup. But going a little bit into specifics, now that we know it's Kinguin, how does that matchup look to you, Cadian?
It's a fairly big contrast I see between the teams. Like Cloud9 having a very strategical approach, but also having some really good individuals such as SCII and Shroud. And Kinguin having the more like default, just opening up the bomb side style with peeking like different areas at the same time. It's a big contrast, and both can work on different times, but I feel like Cloud9 should have the edge in recent results and such, but especially when you see Kinguin and that some of their key players just weren't 100% on point in that game.
And I mean, the key for me is that comeback that just occurred doesn't happen versus Cloud9, because that wasn't Kinguin taking control of that match. That was Immunity letting that match slip away. And against a team like Cloud9, you have to be able to take control, and I don't see Kinguin, the form they were just in, that's not going to cut it.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that statement completely. Like the fact that you can get away with that with the lower tier teams, you can't if you go that far down against Cloud9. Although Cloud9 have had similar issues closing out some games in the past, to be fair to them. But I think ultimately Cloud9 are definitely the favourites going into this, just based on the fact I think Sean would have done his homework here. He's probably been up all night considering this will be the likely outcome, right? Like if you look at this matchup, you probably would predict there's going to be Kinguin going up against
Cloud9 didn't believe their own eyes when Immunity nearly took that one away. They were all watching from the sidelines. They were like, what's going on here? Like,
we didn't look at Immunity at all. Like, please, no.
Like, Freaky said to Sean, like, as in a joke. So all that time you used on watching Kinguin demos, I was just sleeping, man. I was just sleeping. So kind of teasing him a bit. But obviously now he's well prepared, hopefully. And it's going to be an interesting game. I actually don't really mind that much what map it's going to be. I feel like it's more just like the contrast between the two compositions and how they're building up their game style.
Yeah, I think Cloud9's got advantage on pretty much any map that's going to be chosen. And I think the big thing, too, is, you know, Mike Laley said it, that Immunity was able to come in, and he said the reason they were beating us up on Dust2 is they seemed to know that what King was doing. They read them very well. Whatever research they put in worked out. And you got to think that when you go from Immunity to Sean being the one looking into you, they're going to have a whole different bag of tricks, like a whole different level.
The whole thing as well, Ricky was the one shutting them down. And if you go on paper, SCII
best Ricky in the world, right?
I've heard he's all right.
So I've been saying that the whole tournament. If you're taking Ricky out of him, replacing with SCII, all of a sudden you've got a different breed there, like going up a tier again. So if Ricky was a problem for them last game, like what kind of problems SCII going to be?
Right. I mean, so overall, I mean, yeah, these are points that you guys have been making whenever Cloud9 comes up. SCII, of course, as that offer, and then about Sean's preparation against any team. And that's why they're able to come back. If they lose even once, they can read them like a book the next time they meet.
And that might not actually be fair, because Cloud9's a cool team, because to me at least, because Sean's the most important player on that team. He's not the best, but he's the most important. He's the one, you know, driving that team over all their victories. And it's not really fair that we've only mentioned him in SCII, because you have a guy like Shroud, who's been consistent, been one of the better riflers in North America. You have a guy like Nothing, who's probably playing the best over a long stretch of time in his entire career in CSGO. So I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters on this team. Even Freakazoid. When this team first began, Freakazoid was that player they brought in to get them through the early game and then have him die at some point, and everyone else would win the round for him. But now, like he's gotten to a level now where he's living in the mid and late round situations, and he's being effective in them as well.
I feel like it's like you said, Sean is most likely the most important one of the team, but it's very hard to put like a ranking on this team because Freakazoid, I wasn't a big fan of him in the beginning, but I really think that he stepped up. He's getting a lot of entries. Yeah. You saw how he played against Mousesports on Overpass yesterday. Then you have Shroud doing his things, right? Just hashtag Shroud things. Nothing. I feel like when they have to go big and win against the teams which are ranked above them, nothing is often the key. If he plays well, they will do it. If it doesn't, it's going to get kind of slippy.
Yeah, yesterday as well, Freakazoid against Mousesports on Overpass, he was such a formidable factor. We talked about that B bomb site. He was going in, even with Galil, finding 2 headshots almost every single time, and he was a very key factor there. People were like, you look at the scoreboard and the stats, you can only say, oh, he wasn't getting the most there, but the frags he was getting were the most important ones, and then that's what opened up the bomb site and allowed SCII to actually get into a position where he could clutch with the AWP, for example. So definitely an all-round top team there, and they've got so much potential and talent within that lineup.
I mean, yeah, overall it sounds like, I mean, SCII, the praise that they've been getting is because their roster really complements each other quite well, and they're able to work that out. As you guys have mentioned time and time again, the improvement they've made really stands to that point. So then, now if you're Kinguin, I mean, you guys have been talking overall, whether it's the actual style and even on any map, you're going to have kind of an advantage on SCII heavily. So Kinguin, on that side, then, do you prefer anything at least for your own advantage, your own confidence? I
feel like going into try and prepare for Cloud9 when you're Kinguin, that isn't necessarily going into that many anti-strats and changing up your own things. It's these small things where you're trying to look for weaknesses in the defense, like how are they rotating when we're approaching these kind of bomb sites? What kind of players often out of position? These kind of small things which can give you the key rounds during the game. I don't feel like now Legia is like the in-game leader coach, kind of undefined still by Michael Lille. But with the preparation that he's doing, he should prepare them for the executes of Cloud9, what kind of defaults they're doing, but he shouldn't go too much in depth. There should also still be like the free rolls of Kinguin, I feel.
This is a team that has to keep it simple. You have to let the individual talent on this team is what is going to make them move forward in any tournament. So you keep it simple, you let these players have their freedom to do what they want. You don't make things too complicated. You don't want them thinking about the timing of a smoke when, you know, they should have a gun out, things of that nature. So, and they're going to need, Scream and Rain have got to step up more than they did in that last match. Those two players have got to come up.
Yeah, and got to go big. I mean, that's what you guys said, even against Immunity. So against Cloud9, I imagine it's going to be even more focused on that one. Now, Cloud9, looking at the tournament as a whole, obviously now they've been touted as the best in North America for some time now, and people are saying, well, how high can they go really in the world rankings? The major is going to be a time to prove that. What do you guys think after having seen them yesterday beat Mousesports, but of course having a tough matchup against VP?
It was a great showing against Mousesports. I think it was more down to the Mousesports losing against themselves. Their economy management was very poor, and I mentioned before, like, they didn't utilize their strengths within Chris J, but you can't take anything away from Cloud9 in that respect. They did play very well, and they approached the map very nicely, but going against VP, it was a different showing, and they looked very weak. But here we go, this most important part of the show. This is the vetoes. Like we said,
smart veto from Cloud9. They've learned. Take it out Inferno.
That's the American myth, right? They always think they're better on Inferno than they actually are. Overpass removed, not a big surprise. We talked with Michael here, and he's probably going to remove Mirage or Cobble as the next one. I would probably go for Cobblestone, maybe. I would remove Cobble.
Definitely Cobble, considering the way Cloud9 played that side.
Cloud9's going to take Mirage.
Oh, okay.
That's good for Kinguin as well, though. But now Cobblestone 100% is going to be removed. I don't see anything else. So Cobblestone being removed, and here we come. The random generator. What are we gonna see?
Well, this is scary because Dust2 and Cash are both in the pool still. And this is the map. Dust2 and Cash are the two maps that Cloud9 really built their strength on in recent months. Those are the maps that have been their bread and butter against European teams, and they're going to get Dust2. They just got to watch an entire Dust2 match. So every advantage now leaning towards Cloud9.
Yeah, we talked about Ricky being the key factor there. They've just SCII just watched the whole game and saw how he shut them down. So he can be very aggressive on the CT side as well. He can face a lot of angles. If he can probably do that a lot better than Ricky can as well. So let's see how that goes down.
One little gap in the defense for Cloud9 on Dust2 is at times they leave mid very, very exposed. They play 3 men at 8, pretty far back, whether it's Freak and Goose, it's SCII at the cross, and one player over at long. And that mid is just so incredibly exposed with 2 players in that B bomb site. So there's an area that Kinguin might want to poke and prod at early on in this match, see what the defense is going to be look like, see if anything's switched up, and if that's an area they can find some space to work with.
And I also feel like the way that Cloud9 saw that game, they weren't like 100% anti-stratting, but what they can take of that was that sometimes the A defense of Kinguin looked fairly poor, so I'm sure they're going to try to exploit that.
It was one smokeless. He had Merkelele on the A bomb site. Just one smoke took him out of the equation. It seems like he was almost panicking at some points. When the smoke went down, he was jumping on boxes, trying to jump over the smokes and getting taken down. Like, kind of silly mistakes, really, as well. I was watching that game. That'd be an area I'd want to exploit.
Now, as a former in-game leader, and obviously a competitive player. My question for this is always, Kinguin right now talking, they just played Dust2. They know that Cloud9 was watching them play Dust2.
Sure.
Are they going to switch something up? Are they like trying to throw something in at the last second, or is that just going to...
It's more of a case of just rectifying your mistakes you made. Like, you can't really change the fundamentals of the way you approach the map, especially on the CT side, for example. They have got a very strong CT side. The T side, I think it was just group errors and people overfacing, for example, but you can't really change that much. You can maybe change a couple of the mentality, if you know certain things. Obviously, we know Cloud9 leave middle open, for example. There's no reason why you can't chuck in a fast round there and get through middle quickly, just to kind of exploit the Cloud9 setup. But ultimately, I think you just need to try and work on what went wrong instead of trying to change everything. I
feel like for that question, it really depends on what team you are. I've been in some inexperienced teams where you play the game, you know that your next opponent already watched it, and you're like panicking, like,
yeah,
right.
we can't do this, and all of a sudden you're not playing your own game, and it gets even worse than actually doing what they're gonna expect. But for a team like Kinguin, I would probably be more like, these guys are just gonna let's just do our default, let's just get the headshots. I don't think they're gonna change too much. But as Henry addressed, I think they're going to try to look at the errors.
Yeah, I mean, Moses, I think you said it earlier too, right? I mean, they got to keep it simple. And so hopefully they're just saying, all right, well, you know what? Let's forget about that last map moving forward. Let's try to focus on this one, even if it is, once again, on Dust2 after a bit of a tough win against Immunity. Now, you guys were saying, well, C9, of course, they kind of have a bigger advantage in some senses. They just got to watch that Dust2. But at the same time, if you were to have any choices here, is Kinguin like, all right, well, maybe this is one of the better chances we have playing on Dust2 again, given maybe the strengths that they have of the map?
I mean, obviously, Cloud9 watched the game, but Kinguin played it, so maybe they're feeling a little more hot now. They were very cold in the end, but at least they warmed up during the game. So they might have a slight advantage. If they get the momentum early on, they could have a good chance. It's not like... It feels like, because we're all like saying that Cloud9 is most likely to go with this, I don't really think that we addressed enough that Kinguin actually has a pretty good chance in case they are starting to hit their shots.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point. Also, one of the things Cloud9 is known for at times, and is just kind of their own poor job of managing the economy. Is, you know, they always like to do this. They like to do those second round buys. That'll keep an op out of Skadoodle's hands going into the fourth round if they decide to do that.
Why do they keep letting that happen though?
Yeah,
every single game seems to be the big
force
problem.
buys.
They even come out on Twitter yesterday and said it's the same thing. It happened to Sivo, it happened yesterday again. Just don't do the force buy. Allow your best player to actually get the AWP, and that's when he's most deadly. So I really don't see how that can still be an issue in this team, but they allow it to happen almost every single game, it seems like.
Yeah, sometimes those habits die hard. Well, it looks like, of course, we saw nothing all getting warmed up physically for this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be jumping into the decider match of Group F right after this.
All right, welcome back from that short break, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here for our second day.
We are.
Major. And my name is Semler. With me is Kaplan, or Jay Kaplan, or Jason Kaplan. A number of names. How's it going, man? You good?
I'm great. We had a fantastic first game. Great to see Muni really step up and perform well. Unfortunately, they couldn't get through, but to see Kinguin finally get into their groove in that game was a breath of fresh air from people out there. They were really worried in that game, considering Immunity was so close to pulling that through.
I thought it was agonizing watching that match.
I mean, in the beginning, but when they finally picked it up, it was nice.
No. For the sake of Immunity.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see Immunity in this next match. They deserve to win that game. And it's just the lack of experience that they have in a major. I mean, we hit them hard yesterday in their first match of the group stage, where they did struggle in that match to show us what they're capable of. I think there they finally showed at least a little bit of what's possible when they're on the map.
I was saying it actually with Anders as well, talking about how in Malaysia, when we're doing the offline qualifiers, we saw the team, they had the ability to adapt mid-game, but the only problem with that was sometimes it took a little bit too long. And as we saw on their T side, they kind of struggled to adapt quick enough to get those rounds in when they needed them. And they allowed Kinguin to pick up so much momentum, not to mention economy.
It's adaptation. I think that they were making the right call. They sensed weakness at A site, just like, the analysts were saying there. They sensed weakness at A site. I think it was really just, how to close a game, how to close out the match, right? They get up to 13 rounds, but then it starts to sink in that we could actually win this, boys. This is the major, our tournament, life is on the line. All these things start going through your head, and you just need to have experience with those kinds of situations to learn how to tune that little voice out and just finish the game. And I think that's what came back to bite them. They had the lead. They were up 12-8 at one point, and they're just that close to closing it.
Like, that's even bigger.
They just couldn't actually just get over that hump. But that's something that comes with experience, and now they have more of it here. They're the first team out of the major, but now we go into the next match here, and that's going to decide who gets second seed in this group. Cloud9 have been waiting, and like they said on the desk, this is not going to really pan out well for Team Kinguin. Cloud9, just all 5 of them were sitting there watching that game, going through the notes, just saying, okay, this is how Team Kinguin like to play Dust2. And lo and behold, we're on Dust2 to settle this.
And then most importantly, we have the Scout Show coming. Skadoodle going to be coming up big with 8 OP. We've seen him do it so many times on Dust2 in that B site. We're about to get underway with this game. And Kinguin, Michael was relatively quiet in that game versus Immunity. He struggled quite a bit. His op wasn't as successful. We saw that actually happen yesterday against Luminosity, where they just could not seem to get him going. He fell to Fallen too many times over towards the B site, towards Monster, and I think confidence might be something that's lacking. And I talked to Anders about this. I'm curious your thoughts, talking about the top teams and how you have 2 potential operas on them. We have Fox, we have Dennis, we have operas that can take over the role for Michael.
Sure.
And yet he hasn't given that one up. He hasn't let Fox or Dennis have that opportunity to step up.
The thing is, I don't think that Dennis wants to op, per se.
No, he's been lurking quite a bit.
He's happy with the rifle. He's happy just doing work there. Fox, it's between Fox and Michael. I'm kind of surprised that once they got the economy rolling, we didn't really see the double op, and that just used that to shut them down. But you got to figure it out, right? It's going to work, and now we're going to see if they're going to turn to that here versus Cloud9. Maybe they're trying to hold something back. I don't know, but always possible. Now it's Team Kinguin on the CT side here on the defense, Cloud9 on the offense, and already Cloud9 kind of just spread out across the map. They started off strong in B halls, but now they're wrapping back around through T-spawn.
That was interesting because they sent 3 men in towards B and they wanted to go towards lower. But if you've ever heard the POV comes from Cloud9 ESL Pro League, he'll make a call mid-round because he's noticed something about the enemy team, and he called them back, I believe. He pulled them out of there because there's a 2-man stack towards Catwalk.
And this was Sean Gers.
Yeah, Sean Gers, I think he was one that called that back to rotate around, realizing what was happening. And they're going to look to push out on towards long. They have a smoke, a flash, and a grenade in the back of Sean, and armor on the rest of the team. They're trying to charge straight in towards the site and force Kinguin to play for that retake.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Team Kinguin, this is their strategy. There's no subtlety here. It's like play for the retake on A. They're going to put a guy up onto the site now to get some information, see if he can't spot somebody out or get a headshot. That works too. Dennis starting off strong, getting 2 kills. He gets overwhelmed by Shroud, and now Rain is pinned down in Gandalf. But it's still a 3-on-4 situation here. Cloud9 will be able to get the bomb plant, but now Team Kinguin, they just have to slow down the pace. Take their time, play for that retake, and land the headshots. Rain gets 1, and Rain another. And already Rain showing what he's capable of. It's going to be down to Skadoodle, last man alive, but he isn't around long, and they will have plenty of time for the defuse here, Kinguin.
And we talked about the retake, and off the back of Dennis getting those 2 quick kills on the entry as well really helps solidify that. Yeah, let the bomb go down so Cloud9 have the opportunity to look into the next round. Do we want to force up with the Tech9's armor, or do we want to wait for that 3rd round and buy up? And the announcers desk was talking about time and time again. They don't, for some reason, this tournament, they haven't allowed Skadoodle to get the op in his hands right away. They kind of keep forcing these buy-ups and not allowing him to pick up the op and really be that powerhouse. And it looks like, with what we can see on our screens, they're going to be going for the safe here. Just a couple of flashes and smokes, so they definitely want to get Ska on the op relatively soon and have him really put on the show.
He still goes so far as to drop 300 on the on that P250, and that's because he got that kill at the end of the round. So he made a bonus $300 off a pistol kill. He'll go ahead and reinvest that, see if he can't get some more damage done here in this round. But yeah, Cloud9, they should be feeling fine about this situation. They got the plant. They're going to have the buy early. And now it comes down to whether Team Kinguin are going to get overwhelmed here, but it doesn't look like it. Dennis holds his own, tapping away with the M4A1. Scream is there to lend a hand, and this is just going to be a complete and utter slaughter. Team Kinguin hold the line, no problem at all. Cloud9 just kind of ran into the blender there.
Yeah, I think this was a kind of a read out of Cloud9 too, considering Team Kinguin constantly had 2 people at B for the entirety of that CT side against Immunity. It's like, all right, there's going to be 2 there. We can kind of overrun them and take the site, potentially get the bomb down. But they had a 3-man stack. Kinguin read into that perfectly, and they're able to counter that. But here we go. Skadoodle on the scout finally. Well, not the op, but at least something. And there's the team buying up. Not a lot of grenades, though, to use across the team. And you can see Kinguin have everything, even most importantly, 3 Molotovs to help delay.
And this is the mind game that comes down between teams. Of course, Team Kinguin know that nothing we're watching before, or that Cloud9 were watching before. And yes, they're going to be pushing in here for some information. Early push from Kinguin, but it gets spotted out. Nothing holding on the edge here. In lower dark, he's going to eat a lot of nade damage there. But Kinguin get what they want out of that. They realize there's just one guy holding from lower. We didn't see anybody try and push in from T-spawn. That gives them something to go off of. And now we have to see if they're going to change up their strat. If they're going to decide to rotate that extra man off the B side into mid. And now Dennis starts to make his way in.
And information goes both ways too, because nothing saw the 3 men there. So it's kind of like, all right, well, do we want to continue to go for that? Do we want to push towards A? And they're going just for that.
And there it is, Freakazoid opening things up. Shroud trades effectively as well, taking out Michaelele. And Dennis, he's going to get flashed in. He doesn't have a flash of his own, though. It's going to come down to Scream wanting to actually slow down that push-up Cat. But the bomb is out there with 2 players on long. They're going to be looking to get the A split going here, Cloud9. 45 seconds left means that they still have time to play with, but there it is. Skadoodle decides to push forward after Sean Gears gets the opening kill on Dennis, and it's a 2-man advantage now for Cloud9. They've got everything they need here in this round to lock it down. It's actually going to come down to whether Team Kinguin can sneak their way out of here and get the save going.
Throw the bomb across as well just to make sure to get this one down safely. You're going for that 2-2 split. You really got to wonder, Scream, and I think it was Dennis, they kind of were holding on towards CT spawn together, looking different directions, but they're being pushed from Cat, they're being pushed from long. It seems like a really questionable spot to hold from. Why not just sit back and potentially play for the retake when you still have some utility to work with? But they're going to be saving up their guns. Cloud9 will be able to pick up their first round of the half, and most importantly, the first gun round for them.
And some would criticize, Cloud9 for not hunting too much in this round. But right now, Cloud9's money is fairly low as well. They just invested everything they've got. So they're willing to go ahead and let Team Kinguin hold on to those 2 guns. This is the confidence that Cloud9 have got. They're playing it smart. They're just saying, you know what, we'll hold on to our AKs. We're fine with that. Kinguin, you guys run along with your FAMAS and your M4. And we'll deal with you in the next round. So Cloud9, they get on the board in their first buy round. 2-1 the score. Team Kinguin still up 1 round. And now this is going to be the big round to determine a lot of the momentum in the beginning of the half. This is it. Kinguin are going to have to spend all their money to get re-equipped, and we see them doing that now. And Cloud9, now they have some options. Now they can just go ahead and get a full buy under them.
And looks like we're actually having a pause come out for Cloud9 here.
Yeah, we do actually have a pause coming in. I'm wondering, it's a bit early to be taking a time out here, so might be just a little something that they need to get sorted out real quick.
I'm not seeing any admins, so it looks like it's just a tactical pause.
Yeah, nobody's coming running, at least.
Well, yeah, Freakazoid's being very vocal at the moment, too. And Skadoodle was able to rescue a M4 from that round after having the scout from
nice
long. So
that's a good upgrade.
Yeah, a great trade up. Looks like we're back in the game here.
So a very short pause there. Probably just needed to get a cable loose or something like that. But we're fine now. And so now we get to see, again, we get to try and figure out where Team Kinguin are going to take this, because Cloud9, they've got a great read on the standard default hold that Team Kinguin were really favoring versus Immunity. So now it comes down to whether Team Kinguin can show us something, show us that they're a bit more versatile, that they can hold from different positions. And we see that now with Dennis kind of holding in CT, kind of dancing around over there. A real focus on long this round from Team Kinguin.
And Michael and Ring the 2 men there to defend. And we saw quite a few times up against Luminosity on overpass where Kinguin were just getting really aggressive on that CT side, constantly pushing out, trying to catch them out. Cloud9 have a fantastic goal post. So going for the delayed execute on towards long as well. Michael and Ren give the 2 to see or receive.
Oh, great flashes. Look at that. The opening is there. Freak! Whoa, I thought he hit the second shot, but Shroud is in quick, and he finds that headshot, clearing out Pit. 2-man advantage now for Cloud9 going onto the site, and they've already started the push as well. They're waiting to see if somebody's going to get antsy on Team Kinguin's side, if they're going to try and peek out to get the info. But Dennis playing it smart, backing off the CT, and the smoke is going to be there to block him off. And look at this. Team Kinguin, they don't even want to have anything to do with this push. They're backing off to hold on to their guns already.
Now the question comes, as you're pointing out before, are Cloud9 going to hunt this down? Are they going to go for the 2 M4s that they have and the FAMAS? They know they're towards B. Sean Garrett's even pushing out towards long. Nothing pushing towards Catwalk. Looks like they'd be going just for that. But a great take, not to mention that delayed execute towards A. They knew, like you said, Kinguin had been playing long A quite a bit, and they just challenged him head right. It's a little bit worrisome to see a team like Cloud9 push into you that confident and able to pick up the kills without losing a single man.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job, and yeah, they can afford to throw away a couple of AKs here, Cloud9. So if they can, it's going to be great if they can get a 3rd kill. That's the most important thing for them here. They want to make sure that at least somebody, if they're going to go for a Force Kinguin, somebody's going to be spending all of their money. It's not going to be getting off easy just dropping that FAMAS, for example, on Fox. So Cloud9, they figured out where Kinguin are holding from, and they seem content to kind of just sit. Nothing goes for the shoulder peek, and there's the spray battle. Scream comes through. And they will end up just losing the one player there, Cloud9. All 3 members surviving for Kinguin.
Smart, considering Skadoodle can donate the gun to nothing and he can buy an op for himself. So it's like, all right, we'll just send 1 man in, maybe pick up a kill. We can donate a gun and be fine nonetheless. And here we go, Skadoodle on the op. He hasn't been as impactful as I would have hoped so far in this tournament, but this could be the perfect time for him to really step up. We're seeing a quick boost towards Catwalk as well out of Kinguin, trying to change things up, trying to catch up Cloud9. They might be able to do that. Shroud, you can see pushing Freakazoid as well. Fox is coming around the corner.
Holy hell, yeah, he really steps in. 2 kills as well as Fox pushes up on Cat, and he's going to find Sean Gares. It's going to be Freakazoid hunting down Scream, but still a man advantage here for Kinguin. Quick push out onto the B site, though, and they will be able to close in on Michael. A pair of pincers, nowhere for him to go. And now into the 3-on-3 retake situation here for Kinguin, as the bomb will get planted for Cloud9.
They do have a Incendiary Grenade and Smoke in the hands of Rain. Freakazoid's got a nade as well, and you can see Skadoodle in this position. He performs so well. Dennis able to pick up the first, and now Skadoodle's going to have a lot of work cut out for him with nothing to back him up from tunnels.
Yeah, but this is where he can excel. He can hit these kinds of shots. He spotted the man drop, and he gets the kill. Nothing is there to take out Rain, and they know, but he takes a step too many, and he's out in the open when Dennis comes through window, and Dennis will be able to pick up the free kill onto Ska. An easy defuse here for Team Kinguin.
And you can see what Cloud9 did in that round, though. The fact that they changed up their pacing. You know, they've been playing really passive, go for these delayed executes towards long, slow executes towards Catwalk, that they've changed up the pace. They push straight through middle and through B and catch Kinguin off guard, not letting him get comfortable at all. But fortunately, not able to hold on to that retake. Kinguin did a fantastic job and get back in the lead at 3-2. Not to mention, they get an op picked up, and Fox is going to be the one running it. So they have changed it. Michael is not feeling as confident as maybe he wanted to, and he's finally relinquishing that role over to his teammate.
Yeah, it seems like it. He's willing to take the hit and just go for the FAMAS. Flick shot there by Skadoodle down mid, but not going to connect with anything. And so far, pretty even. Good use of flash there by Kinguin. In case somebody was peeking from long, Cloud9, they would have been blinded, and Rain could have taken that fight. So far we're seeing some good teamwork. And Rain, was that just random spray through the smoke, or did Sean Gares take a shot first to give his position away? It sounded like we heard an AK shot, but still, that's perfect for Kinguin. Now they've got the man advantage. They're really going to start twisting the screws on Cloud9.
Well, Cloud9 looks like they want to head over towards middle. They got the smoke to actually make this cross work. They got nothing back in tunnel yet again, and Skadoodle, you can see, already pushed out with the op, donated from his teammate Shroud. But Scream and Fox, 2 men to wait. They have flashes and smokes to work with, so they could potentially hold off.
Glad to see the Fox changing up his position there. He was in a bit of an awkward spot. Now he's going to be able to get back plateau. Smoke went down to block off CT as well. All 4 members are collapsing onto the B side for Cloud9. Good choice on their part. It's going to come down to the 2 defenders here. And Scream holds well on the side. He gets overwhelmed. Just a 1-for-1 trade. And Fox, easy pickings, takes out Shroud. Could get another, but nothing strikes first. And they do manage to stabilize here, Cloud9. 2-on-3 retake, though, and Rain doesn't waste any time. Jumps onto Freakazoid, and it's going to be nothing. The last man alive, overwhelmed by Michael. So Kinguin, they do manage to keep their cool in that situation and just keep that man advantage. That opening kill given by Rain at the beginning of the round on Sean Gares made all the difference.
And then you had Fox staying alive in the back of sight. Like, he didn't actually go for the initial shots because he wanted to stay alive, provide that information for his teammates. And then when he finally did go down, the rest of his team was already at double doors to help out. And that will be Kinguin again, picking up another round. But we see Fox on the op again. It was really interesting to see him going towards B, relinquishing control towards long, where Michael has been the one holding it towards ramp or towards that pit area. Cloud9 changing the pace. Got only P250s. It looks like they want to, again, maybe go out towards middle. This is the read they tried to do earlier on, trying to go for that mid to B push, except they were up against a 3-man stack at B, but this time there's only 2 there, and then you also have the opportunity to switch it up and go towards Catwalk.
Well, if anybody is going to notice the fact that a lot of the time Kinguin were leaving mid open, it is Sean Gares, right? So there could be an option to just kind of YOLO into mid, and they are going for those B splits to take advantage of that. It's just a matter of dealing with the guys who are actually on the site. But it does look like for now it's just going to be a bit of a fake. They have the option to back off of Cat if they want to, now that that smoke has been established. But they're just going to make Team Kinguin think this is a B push. And Michael nearly getting caught out. There are 2 people there with pistols, and they will get the kill on him. But in the meantime, Dennis doing work from the site, and Rain to pick up the final kill from long. So a steady defense there from Team Kinguin. But for a minimal investment, Cloud9 still succeeded in picking up 2 kills.
Yeah, the way Kinguin's been holding the A site's been a little bit interesting too. They've had either 2 men towards long and Dennis over towards CT spawn a little bit to maybe watch the push towards middle, but you're right, they've definitely been leaving mid open quite a bit, and we've seen Cloud9 already so many times in this game take advantage of that. Unfortunately, unable to net those 2 rounds, but again, they're back on the Skadoodle, back on the op, and he's been relatively quiet so far. And you can already see the 3 men in middle. Looks like the flash is going to be coming in. Fox, actually just a smoke. I thought he was going to go for the flash peek over the wall.
And Fox challenging, this is a change. Challenging mid, and there it is, a free kill, and I don't know if Shroud was expecting that kind of play. Sean Gares is going to go jumping through that smoke, looking to get the punish. He's not going to be given a target after that initial kill. Just the timing of that flash, impeccable. Dennis stopping him short. That would have been a dead Dennis for sure. And now Dennis alive here on CT slope. He does have eyes on Cat. Michael going to set up the flash for himself. Going to take that peek. He's just completely overwhelmed. Skadoodle, Freakazoid, everybody getting a piece of the action here for Cloud9. And they're going to get up onto that A site. A free plant for them. Scream still finds the headshot. I was about to say dead for sure. But somehow he gets the job done. He stays alive, and they even save the op on Fox. If he can stay alive, this will be a big save for them. $4,750 rather, is what that gun costs. It's a very big investment. So if he can hold on to that, it will have a big impact here, seeing as how they are very low on money, Team Kinguin.
I'm really wondering why Michael, Rain, and Dennis challenged on Catwalk. Like, they had people, they had 2 people towards long. They had Dennis towards CT. They could have just played for the retake completely, and they went for the flat outright challenge at Cloud9, where they were to pick up 3 kills in quick succession. I mean, if I were to look at that, most teams would never challenge on that kind of situation unless they had like a perfectly timed flash to allow them to get through. But I'm really wondering why they decided to go for that. Maybe they're just feeling that confident. They felt like they could just challenge them head right and not let them get into sight and get the plant down.
I think this is going to be confirmation for Sean Garris, basically. The fact that A does seem to be weaker than B as far as the defense is concerned, because there are those... Henry G, for example, kind of called out Michael earlier on the desk, saying that he was making some questionable decisions, trying to take these weird challenges, maybe feeling a little bit of pressure. And it seems like we've seen that again here with Michael trying to take the fight when he really didn't need to. They could have played for the retake. So a bit of a different situation there. In Cloud9, we see them adapting. But Kinguin, they do manage to get a buy out of this situation, and Fox, so aggressive, straight up longhouse looking for that peak. And Sean Garris goes jumping past, but not scot-free. He gets dropped down to 45 HP.
And they have changed things up. So they've given Fox the op, but also, most importantly, they've taken Michael away from that A side. I think realizing, like you just said, we're a little bit too weak there. Michael, his position has not been great. Let's put him towards B. We'll have screen to back him up and allow Fox to hold on to the A side. Now the question comes for Sean. Can he read into this after seeing Fox there and change things up and maybe punish again where Michael is playing? You know, as we were saying before, Michael, the position he's been doing, it's not like he's needed to step up. He has a team of all-stars. And when he tried to against Immunity, he really struggled bottom fragging for the team. But Cloud9 with 50 seconds left, they still have a lot of smokes to work with, so you're not exactly sure where they will be going, but smoke in towards them. It looks like they want to push Catwalk yet again, and this is the change-up. This is exactly what Kinguin needed to do, and we're going to find out if Fox can maintain it where Michael Lilly couldn't.
Well, there it is, peekaboo moment there from Dennis. He's not going to find the kill. Shroud will take his head off instead, and there's Fox. Key frag there to slow Freakazoid down, takes him out, and it's going to be a 4-on-4 situation here. Nothing trying to push into CT. He gets caught out by Scream. Easy pickings there. The bomb is still in control for Cloud9, though. They'd still have it, but they're going to plant for Cat and see if they can't get that done. Nobody close enough to deny it, although Michael is going to go for the jump shot. Skadoodle's there to deny him, and Sean Garris pushing through for the backstab. Will take out Scream from CT. Fox gets caught out in the open as he tries to cross to the site, and Rain, the last man alive here for Team Kinguin, pushing up onto A slope, looking to see if he can find anybody, but now Cloud9 slow down the pace. They stop peeking. He has no targets, and as I say that, Sean Garris just steps out. 1v2, and Shroud is there to guarantee the round, but Sean Garris just getting that info, sacking himself, having faith in his teammates to get the job done once he left it into a 1v2 situation there.
That's so weird, too, because you saw Dennis sitting on the boxes near elevator, right? And he was jumping up, trying to actually spot them out. He had pushed over a little bit, but there was a smoke that came in that landed right on the boxes, not intended for that. It was intended for CT spawn, allowing nothing to drop down and push towards car. But nothing still dropped anyways with the smoke missing, died from CT spawn. But luckily, the rest of the team was really able to step up and close that round out. And now Cloud9 are on the verge of tying things up. It's 5-4, but you can see Kinguin on the save.
Yeah, this is it, where they've managed to finally break Kinguin's economy. They have to be careful, though. Scream has got the deagle. Oh, and there it is. Gets the headshot on Sean. Ah, that's painful, man. Every time Scream picks up this dig, it seems like he's finding headshots. He's an unreal. That's just what he does, though. To quote Sniper from Immunity, that's just what he does.
The amount of times I've watched a stream and see him pull off ridiculous 1-digs. But they still have that man advantage. Unfortunately, not able to rescue the gun, though, that Sean had, so not really able to transition much off that. You can see Cloud9 respecting this, though. And again, very slow as they have a transition in towards the B site where no one's waiting but Freakazoid. He's going to have a lot of company. He's got Rain and Fox on top of Cat with Scream coming around, and not to mention Dennis pushing middle. He's going to be taken down.
Get out, dude. Dennis
That's 2 guns
is
now.
Ludicrous. And now, well, Michael doing some damage here, trying to whittle down Cloud9 as they push out onto the B site, but Dennis has got that AK. One bullet will do the trick, but the aim punch is there. He's not going to land it. Michael gets overwhelmed. And it's going to be the flank from Fox, but Skadoodle is ready and waiting and nearly gets the shot through. Rain somehow sprays down Shroud in the process, though, so that bomb has not been planted yet, and it's a 2-on-3 retake scenario here for Kinguin. They've got the guns. Although, as I say that, nothing lands. A great shot onto Rain through the smoke, bringing it back to a 2-on-2. Dennis pacing himself, but Ska going for the fake plant. Now he confirms. Dennis trying to pull him off of it again. 20 seconds left, and the bomb is planted. And plenty of time here for Cloud9. Just need to hold those angles. Dennis hoping for a lucky shot. Spots Skadoodle, knows that he's holding close. Skadoodle misses the shot, and there it is, but he hits the shot midair on Dennis. Saves his life, and that was the key kill right there. Triple kill for Ska. And Scream decides he's had enough. He's gone ahead and sacked a teammate, and it's not worth it. He's going to back off with that AK. If he can hold on to that AK, he'll be pretty happy. Have that to, well, land some headshots with, get those kills. But there really isn't too much for him to do now.
Skadoodle's such a strong anchor for their team. Like, if you saw how they pushed in towards the site, it was a 3-on-5, right? You had Freakazoid already died, and I think it was Shroud, or no, Strongers that died earlier on the round. They're pushing in with 3 men. They get flanked by 2. And Skadoodle knew the timing perfectly that he takes a shot over towards window, picks up a kill, turns around in a 180, picks up the kill in the man tunnel, and then was able to stay alive by pushing to site with nothing there to back him up. Like, to be able to have an operator sit there and do something like that is so hard to make happen, but when it works out for you, you're able to get rounds just like that. I mean, that was a lot closer than it probably should have come down to, losing 3 guns for Cloud9, but they're going to be happy that they took the round nonetheless, and Skadoodle's going for the peek in towards long. And you point out Scream with the AK getting some headshots. Well, he gets 1 on a Freak.
Yep, there it is, man. That's it. He has that AK. He's going to be very pleased with that. Shroud going to lob a grenade over onto the A site. Not really going to do too much damage there. And quite a concentration of players here for Team Kinguin on the A site. To start things off, they have 4 players on this side of the map. Just leaving a single man over on the B site. But it looks like Cloud9, at least for now, they are focused on this A split. They have managed to sneak their way out onto long. Sean Gare's taking point with Skadoodle to watch the angle. And then 2 players up on Cat. That's nothing. I believe that's Shroud backing him, so this might get a little tricky because Team Kinguin, they could have a very solid defense here.
The thing is, they invested into the M4s as well. Not to mention the head armor for Fox and Dennis. They don't have a lot of smokes or flashes left to work with. They have 1 left on the back of Rain.
Oh, this
Cloud9 are looking for the push.
That's so sick. Rain, you're roasted. You're dying. Full HP to 0. And nothing. Not going to get the shot, but Shroud is there, and Shroud with the double kill, just opening everything up here on the A site. But that's not something you see every day. He wasn't even flashed. He was trying to go for the mind games, and then he got stuck on the car. That split second cost Rain his life, trying to go for the big plays. But now this leaves it down to Fox. Fox is looking to just get a single kill here. A single kill and back off, and he will find Shroud, and that's pretty much it. That's all he needs to do. He doesn't have a kit. So that bomb ticking down, he really isn't going to have the time to get in here and actually defuse. He's perfectly happy to get the single kill, force somebody on Cloud9 to spend a lot of money in the next round.
I think I even heard Freakazoid screaming after they burned him alive from 100 to 0 because of how impressive that was. I mean, again, like you're caught on the car, you wanted to escape from it, but either way, they're being forced to lose another round. 6-5 for Cloud9. Fox saving the M4 into the next round. You can see, you know, again, Michael underperforming 5 and 8. I hate to say someone's underperforming, but with the kills that we've seen him be able to pull off in the past,
yeah, an explosive player.
Exactly. This isn't the kind of Michael that we've seen.
But you have to admire how thorough Cloud9 are and how good they are at making use of the nades that they have. They don't rush forward and just try and take aim battles. Why not just go ahead and chuck the Molotov out there and check cars so nobody can be lurking there up close? You know, it's just those kinds of details are what has really turned, you know, Cloud9 into a top-tier team. But Scream, oh, not the headshot this time. Misses the first, but he gets the tag, and Fox is there, putting that M4 to good use. He will be able to, well, take out nothing. But in the meantime, Cloud9 have pushed out on long, and they will be able to get up onto this bomb site. Hello, Fox. You like nades? Yeah, well, there you go. You don't even need the nade damage. And what the hell is that M4 doing? Well, Shroud holds his own and takes out Michael, who once again was going for some heroics there, trying to jump through the smoke. That's not going to pan out for him. And Rain is going to be just so frustrated. That HE combo, oh, no, Freak is just that good. That's what's up. He knew that M4 was up there, so he timed it so he gets the kill, and the HE goes off behind the man to just jump that weapon away. Rain, you're not going to find the gun. It's not here anymore, bro. Freakazoid's 1 step ahead.
Next level plays. Holy crap. So well done on that take as well, and poor Rain, because he needed to watch that. I mean, Freakazoid, this is something that was talked about on the desk quite a bit. I think it was Moses mentioning it. You know, originally Freakazoid came into the team and he was just a guy that was going to pick up a kill and die in the round, but he's really adapted. He's really kind of learned how to play a little bit more within the team, and he's been staying alive. He's been keeping his presence, you know, throughout the entire round. You can see he's at 9-9, and for an entry fragger, that's phenomenal. At least, you know, 1 KD is fantastic, and again, his aim has been phenomenal. You see that 1 shot on the Dennis there, just completely destroying him.
No, Freakazoid is definitely on.
He's gotten there.
And he's feeling confident as well. He was struggling mightily before when he first joined the team to get his personal level up there to where he thought it needed to be. And ever since there's been like a click that happened basically where he stopped really caring. Well, he doesn't care now, that's for sure. Dennis just completely demolishes him. And well, that's going to make things awkward. Michael, nice shot onto Shroud at long as well. And just like that, within the space of 5 seconds, Cloud9 have lost 3 players and pretty much all the control they had in this round. It is gone. It's going to come down to Skadoodle now. And if he somehow pulls this off, it will be one of the most godlike plays we've ever seen in tournament.
Michael, I can see just
Trick
under that smoke. Yep.
Trick smoke right there. Guys, take notes. If you want to actually annoy people quite a lot on matchmaking, just chuck that smoke into the corner of the bomb site.
Summer,
and if you
please.
stand on the A slope, crouch behind that box, you will just barely see under that smoke, and nobody can see you from the other side. So
why you gotta do this? Why you gotta do this to everyone out there?
Have fun.
They're like, oh.
Okay,
Damn it,
so many
Settler. Why you
hate
gotta tell us
messages
about
now.
that? So yeah, we have Team Kinguin adapting though in that round by pushing 2 people towards catwalk ASAP, realizing that Cloud9 have had some fairly easy middle control, considering that Kinguin, they're not really running an Opera in that position, but they're running the double up setup finally. They finally have it on Fox and Michael. Michael has transitioned back towards the A site, allowing Fox to go back towards B. Seems like they feel a little bit more confident. Michael fairing his chances this time. Skadoodle still has the op in hand, and you can see Cloud on the minimap alone. They haven't left their spawn, basically. They have Skadoodle in the middle to watch the push from catwalk, and the rest of the team is looking for that push out of long A. I think they're going to go for that lead push in that they've been able to do successfully in the past.
It comes down to whether Michael can hit the shot if they push up cat. That's going to be it with that AWP. That's the key position. And he's shown that he likes to play from slope instead as well. So usually you'll have players playing on long, but because he has 2 players over at long right now, he doesn't really have to worry about that too much. His sole focus is on catwalk. But Cloud9, they might have something else in mind here. 50 seconds left, and they're starting to make their way towards mid. Once again, not seeing anybody there. They're going to be able to get out here for free. They still have plenty of nades as well.
I think they're just going to walk out.
Yeah, Ska, once again, I love that Ska actually takes this angle as well. He is fast enough to hit that shot because somebody can jump right there and just peek into mid if you're on the CT side. Ska definitely quick enough to land it, but it's not going to be necessary this time. Pop flashes go through, and Scream waiting on the other side does not get the shot. Double entry kill for Freakazoid. Both defenders gone in the blink of an eye. Michael with the lucky shot through with the doors just manages to pick Freak off because he wanted to get greedy and throw an HE, so shame on you, Freak. But still, 2 kills for Freak. Free bomb site there for Cloud9.
Damn you for picking up 2 entry kills.
Yeah, come on, man.
Damn you.
Not good enough. Why'd you have to go for the nade?
Well, either way, I mean, considering Scream wasn't even blind off that. Yeah, he turned for it and was like just a fraction of a second blind, but to pick up a kill like that running through smoke is phenomenal. To depend on a player like that, Freak is really, like you said, and we've been saying for the past couple weeks, has stepped up for his team.
It's that split second that it takes. You see it right there. That split second that it takes to readjust your aim when you turn back. Scream was on point, but yeah, Freakazoid just a split second faster there. That made all the difference.
The thing is, like, the entirety of Cloud9, they're not playing bad at all. You have Skadoodle at 9, Freakazoid at 11. Their lowest is at 3 with Sean Garris, which you would maybe kind of expect out of an in-game leader, though he did actually top frag for them in their first game yesterday, I believe, against Mouse Sports. So they're definitely becoming a very strong team, and they're definitely one of the teams people are looking at to get top 4. And it's still going to come down to this game, the last round of the first half. Cloud9 currently leading 8-6.
Yeah, that looked a little bit too close for comfort there. But the 15th round now, last round of this first half, and now we get to see if Cloud9 can close it out strong. Rain, though, with the double spray, he's going to be able to only to pick up the 1. He gets traded by Freakazoid, so good job there by Freak to bring it back, but it's still a 4-on-4. And yeah, Michael he's going for that trick smoke again, and Skadoodle, once he figures this out, yep, there it is. That's the thing, you're not going to do it twice.
Fool me once, shame on you, twice, shame on me, right?
Hey, good job, not pulling a George W there. But, I mean, that was a great shot there by Ska, but Dennis just goes charging through the smoke up CT. He's going to be able to trade 1-for-1 again. Man advantage still here for Cloud9. Scream looking to change that, trying to find the shot, but Skadoodle annihilates him, and it's going to be Fox, the last man here. Fox with a great shot onto nothing, though, slowing things down. That bomb has not been planted yet either, so he has plenty of time. He just doesn't have much HP to work with. He cannot take these drawn-out fights. He might actually just have to stick with the op and hope for that 1 shot, 1 kill.
And you saw Kinguin like throw in all their eggs in that 1 basket, trying to push 3 men towards B, but this round's not over just at Skadoodle, just trying to stay alive. Shroud there as well, and Fox trying to push in.
And just not meant to be. Skadoodle, he's not here to have fun. He's not here to give people a shot. He'll give you a shot, but he's going to take your life when he does it. So there we go, 9-6 the final score. Cloud9 showing that they were perfectly capable of, after a couple bumps at the beginning of that half, that 3 rounds that Team Kinguin were able to pick up. Cloud9 once again just kind of slowing everything down and getting a very favorable score for themselves. We could have expected to see like an 8-7 score line out of this. Dust2's kind of turned into that map, but now Cloud9 have a fair advantage going into the second half.
They took 7 of the last 8 rounds.
Yeah,
like they really finally got that read. Like we're talking about, you know, Sniper before and his ability to adapt his team and how they play. Sean Garrett's a little bit quicker in terms of that, has a really good read. And again, you saw Kinguin try to adapt, you know, time in and time out, but Cloud9 were always seeming to be 1 step ahead of them. But we're going to be going to the second half, and Skadoodle, the dangerous thing for this is he's on point. He's feeling good. 12-6 leading his team, tied with Freakazoid. He's at 12-12. Having an entry fragger leading your team in kills, or tied him in your team in kills, is so devastating.
Yeah, no, that's so important for Cloud9. The fact that it's like the three of them, Shroud is right behind him as well. That's that combo, that punch right there. And surprised to see nothing kind of lagging behind as well. But really, it's just because the three of the others aren't really giving them many opportunities to get the kills. They're just doing work right now. I'm excited to see Rain get an AK consistently now in the second half, man, because he's always able to find headshots. He is lagging a little bit behind in this match, but then he's been hit pretty hard on the A side, so no joy there for him. Now we get to see him swap over to the offense, and now we get to see what he's capable of once he has that AK.
Yeah, I think he was their saving grace on the CT side up against Immunity.
Yeah, and also it's a good time to give a quick shout out to the stickers as well, guys. There are player signatures in game now, and there are also team stickers. That's all part of the Pick'em challenge. But if you support, basically by buying those sticker capsules, you're supporting the teams. A portion of the profits goes straight to them. So go ahead and check those out. They're all in game, and they're pretty damn cool.
Oh, so, yeah, very. I like Yam's signature, if I remember correctly, because he has like the Y connect to the M, which makes no sense that there's an A in between somehow. I don't know how he signs that, but it works out nonetheless for him.
Messing with your head. He's like a biochemist or something. There you go. It all just looks like molecules to him. But we're going to be getting into the second half now, guys. First pistol round here, 16th round rather. And now we get to see exactly what Cloud9 have in store for us here. 3 Kevlar for them. Sean Gares packing the nades, and Skadoodle skimping a little bit, just going for the kit to start.
I swear, we should call that spot the Freakazoid spot. He's always boosted up in sight. But here we go. Sean B pushed in towards B. Spots up 3. The team hasn't started to rotate over just yet, but Freakazoid's going to be coming in.
They missed that nade. So now he is going to get overwhelmed in the end. Freakazoid at window, and there it is. Quick flash here by Freakazoid, hoping to be able to push through the doors, but he's not going to achieve anything. Instead, it's going to come down to a man advantage here for Team Kinguin as they get that bomb plant on the site. They will eventually. Rain pushes into Upper Dark and takes out Shroud, so they don't have to worry about the pincer anymore. All 3 players here outside of B for Cloud9, and they go charging in. Dennis holds his own, 1 for 1, and Fox still alive behind the big box, but Skadoodle is bringing it back. Not going to be good enough in the end, however. Michaelele and Fox hold their own, and Team Kinguin will be picking up the T-side pistol.
And their one saving grace of that round for Cloud9 was Shroud coming in through tunnel, who got picked off. He was able to pull off the pincer move, but he got taken down, and the rest of the team just had to rush through. They had no utility to work with, just 2 decoys. Yes, they had a kit, but when you're running into B through window and door like that, you're going to be shot down every time. But Kinguin, a very impressive round for them. Changing up the pace quite a bit, trying to come out swinging strong. Michaelele getting the tag through doors yet again. This man hardly misses these crosses.
Yeah, he's really solid, and there's Rain. That's what I'm talking about. He's going to take point, just open things up here on long. Shroud is gone. All 3 players here for Cloud9 kind of gathered around mid. They're going to have to start rotating back around to see if they can't get any kind of info here. Nothing. He has gone for the Force. So he's got that 5-7 in Kevlar, and he's going to be holding close to cars. Might still smell faintly of rain, roasted rain over here.
So steam?
Oh, I see what you did there. It's always steamy when nothing's in the room anyways. All right, 4 players at long still for Team Kinguin. Well, they've got that bomb, and they are going to start pushing up, and Cloud9, they're going for the gamble. They've got 4 players here on the site. Sean Gares is not messing around. He's got the read. He's got the feel. Now we have to see if it pays off for him as Team Kinguin begin to set up. Scream actually going for a smoke from long onto Cat. Very clever stuff. And now we see, can they actually make it work? Nothing holds the line. He's not going to do it for long, though. Scream and Michaelele, 2 quick kills. Skadoodle doing damage. Look at how low they all are. 1 HE, 1 Molotov would be so big. But Skadoodle just putting the jump shot to work. Look at how low they are. If only his teammates could have stayed alive just a little bit longer. Couple of pistol shots that could have ended Team Kinguin's dreams, but it's not meant to be. And Kinguin, they weather the storm. They are through. They've got that 8th round now.
Dear Lord, that was close round. That could have gone either way. If maybe Shroud stayed alive in the beginning, didn't get picked off by Rain, it could have gone their way. In hindsight's always 20/20, and Cloud9, you're back on the save. Skadoodle has a lot of money on his back, or in his pocket, I guess, most importantly, and will pick up that op into the next round. But Kinguin, they're starting to build up some momentum again, just pushing straight in. No respect play onto B. There's going to be 2 people there, but they're going to be overrun.
Rain not messing around. Very quick push into lower dark there. Michaelele in danger of getting overwhelmed. He's going to back off. Decide to play it safe. He's got Fox basically. He's going to be holding the line here. Moving in from T-spawn into upper dark. He catches out Freakazoid. And now Shroud last man alive, but not for long. And a 5-7 as a party favor for Scream. Very nice of him. So we're tied up 9-9 now going into Cloud9's first buy round. And Skadoodle will have the money for the AWP. That's the important bit here for Cloud9. They're definitely going to be counting on him taking control and taking these fights versus Michaelele. I believe Michaelele actually sticking on the scout. So this is going to be very fun here. We're talking about a very fleet-footed scout player here who's going to be able to actually try and just tag him up. And he misses the shot through mid, Michaelele, this time. So he's been so consistent hitting it. No joy this time around.
Well, keep in mind, in the pistol round of the first half, we did have Kinguin pick that up and actually pick up the first 2. Because Cloud9 got the bomb plant in the first round, they're able to get a buy up in third and pick it up. So the first gun round they won in the first half. Can they do number 2? You can see Sean Gares paired up with nothing the B side. Freakazoid still just in CT spawn. I feel like he's been in the spot every single time, or he always will be in a lot of the games that I've seen. And then on Shroud. I mean, yeah, like the only downside is I saw multiple times where they would drop from catwalk towards CT, and he wouldn't get the call quick enough and be overrun, and he would just die from the back without even being, you know, or not really being told it was happening.
Oh, Freakazoid actually, excuse me, Freakazoid actually boosted up in a pretty clever spot there, able to look over the smoke in mid, but it's not going to be useful this time around, seeing as how Team Kinguin are going to be setting up for the A play. They've got all the smokes, all the flashes, everything sailing in, and now it begins with 45 seconds, straight drop down into CT, but Skadoodle hits the key shot, taking out Dennis. Freakazoid wins the duel versus Rain, and that opens everything up now. A 2-man advantage for Cloud9 going into this retake. They don't have much utility, and they lose Freakazoid, but he takes Fox with him. So now they have to hold here. Scream on the site itself, looking for those headshots. He's got that AK primed and ready. Michael Lele starting off strong, taking out Sean, but nothing is there. And it's an effective trade play. Nothing coming in, getting both kills. And with the kit, he's going to have plenty of time to get the defuse. They do manage to save the op from Skadoodle as well, so that's very solid work. Cloud9 getting everything out of that round.
I feel like Freakazoid won the round for them there, too.
Yeah, gotta say.
The fact that they smoked off CT spawn instead of him just waiting, maybe rotating around towards catwalk, he pushed through the smoke and killed off the man trying to rush Skadoodle down towards long A. So you had the pressure still from him to you know, help buy some time and delay it as long as possible. Then nothing comes in with 2 big kills. Well done by Cloud9 there to pick up the first gun round. Again, 2 halves running. And Kinguin, they're able to forward the op on a Michael this time. It's going to become dangerous if they lose this round.
Yeah, this is where it gets really tricky. This is the big round here for Team Kinguin, so let's see what they have in store for us. They still have a little bit of money to work with. They could go for a force buy in the next round if they were to lose this one, but they want to stop Cloud9 cold right here. And Michael in position, but they've been playing it carefully over on Cloud9's side. Before that smoke goes up, they're just holding in that off angle where Michael they can't get a free peek. So they aren't going to be making that mistake, and there we go. Nade goes in, and they're just slowing things down.
You know that old saying of, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Freakazoid's still in middle again, or still in CT spawn boost up.
Yeah, like they didn't give it away last time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he loves his position. I feel like this is something Cloud9 have done time and time again on CT spawn, but it works so damn well. Like, I thought with the one side, the fact that he can be overrun from the back if the enemy team drops down to CT spawn. If they do a smoke from mid to B and then drop CT spawn from catwalk, he can completely catch him out and kill him. But they didn't do that last time. They smoked him off instead, and he pushed straight through to pick up the kills. So if Kinguin can adapt to this, if Legate can see this and let his team know, and this would be definitely like a weak point in Cloud9's hold.
We have Skadoodle once again taking a position at cross, looking towards catwalk, so he's got that op, and last round he hit the first shot onto Dennis, who took point. And that's such an important, that's one of the most important positions on Dust2. If you're an opper, you need to hold that line. It's a difficult shot to hit, but if you can hit the first one, and maybe even the second, that's it. You can single-handedly win the round for your team. We'll see if it works again here, though. Rain walks in, loses the duel once again to Freakazoid. Freakazoid still hanging in here. Another 2 kills from him. Nothing, drops the bomb carrier and turns around in time to catch out Michael Lele, who's going to be pushing in from upper dark. But that doesn't matter that he goes down because Sean Gares is there to close things out. And 3 players survive now for Cloud9 as well, so they are going to start building that bank.
You know, we talk about the Skadoodle show, but really it's the Freak show so far. Those 2 kills were phenomenal of him on the drop and the turn in towards middle. Credit to Cloud9 to fix that little bit of a problem that we have noticed in the past of that drop down to CT. He was able to pick up that 1v1 against Scream of all people. Very difficult to do, and they pick up another round. We've seen the force up like you're saying out of Kinguin. They do have the scout on Michael Lele, who does get the tag on a Skadoodle.
Lucky for Sky, it was a scout. Yeah, because Michael Lele won that duel hands down. Had he had an off, that would have been a dead Skadoodle and a man advantage for Kinguin.
And they finally have given away the position that where Freakazoid was holding CT. Now he's rotated towards long with Shroud. So Skadoodle's going to be by himself on the A side. He's going to fall back towards pit if they do hit on catwalk. Only problem is now they're a little bit light on that mid to B push. So Skadoodle's have to get a little bit lucky on a shot over the smoke if they do miss it. And it looks like they're going for just for that. Yeah, they're trying to Molotov him out as well, expecting him to be there. He's been there so many times already.
Yeah, exactly. This is good thorough play. Good adjustment made by Kinguin. A real pleasure to see. On the spot, on the fly. That's what you need to do if you're going to win this tournament. And already Dennis has worked his way all the way up to window. He actually catches nothing, full flash. And Sean Gares holds it. He gets that window shot in. That was so important, but it's a 4-on-4, and Shroud just goes barreling through the smoke. Sean Gares gets smoked, however, and he's going to try and take advantage of that. Kind of dancing on the edge, but 3 players now, soon to be 4, out onto the B side. Sean Gares, another key frag going his way, but it's a man advantage now for Kinguin. This is such a difficult site to crack if you're down a man and you're on the CT side. And what is this? Oh, this is clever stuff. Getting that boost over to see if anybody's holding. A very likely spot there for the T side to hold behind the big bots, but nobody is there. And Cloud9, without that quick frag, that's basically the key. If you're going to attempt the B site retake, you have to get a kill within seconds of that bomb going down. If they play it smart, Kinguin, if they don't give you that opportunity, it's just too difficult. And Cloud9 choosing to take the safe route this time.
Yeah, save that off for Skadoodle is already down to 34 health. But that adjustment, like you were mentioning out of Kinguin, like the Molotov in towards CT spawn, then the smoke off, and then you saw what they did. They actually sent Dennis as the only man towards the B site. The rest of them stayed there watching the push out through the smoke. Expect them to just come barely through with some flashbangs. It didn't happen, so when Dennis went down, they rotated the men back towards B, smoked off Sean Garrison, pushed into the site, leaving Scream there to man to flank it out and push in a little bit delayed. But well done by Kinguin. They get another round on the board. Cloud9, they do save that op and M4 most importantly, so I'm actually wondering if they're going to force up off the back of this to try to support Skadoodle. But it looks like they won't be investing into armor this time, just pistols.
Just pistols, kind of, you know, keeping a fair balance there. It's almost a double eco situation. If they were to go for the buy there, yeah, it would be a little bit tricky, but Cloud9 giving themselves a fighting chance. I mean, Skadoodle, an explosive opper, he's capable of anything, and I like this, actually. They're just going to leave him alone over towards B, and there you go. That's what he gets. He gets one kill, and I think he spotted the second man there as well. So he's already changing up his position here, making sure that he's not going to be easily overwhelmed. But that's the info that Team Kinguin were looking for as well. Fox taking the fight with Freakazoid, drops the M4, however, and Freakazoid was alone. Nobody there to pick it up from Cloud9. This is not going to work for them. As Kinguin, they just jump on that opportunity. They're going straight up onto the A side, straight from Cat, and Shroud not in a position to do anything, but nothing is there. Pushing up very quickly with the backstab. Team Kinguin, the oversight there, just not watching their backs. What was that?
A little bit of a mistake, and that might cost them the round as well. Michael just trying to stay alive towards long. Shroud and nothing, the 2 men to push in towards site. The Molotov coming through as well. Fox and Dennis forced to spread out, and here comes Sean Garrison barreling on the side. This could be dangerous for Kinguin.
Yeah, Fox is there, but there it is. Also, Dennis playing from his favorite position on this map, holding the line at Goose. And Fox, he's going to be able to go toe-to-toe. He's got nothing basically locked into Gandalf. You shall not pass! And that is it. 11-11 the score. Kinguin winning a key round here. Bit too close for comfort there, especially with how Skadoodle started off strong, giving his team the man advantage, and also nothing with that flank.
And we need to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this game goes through into the quarterfinals, goes into LAN 6 Arena tomorrow. The loser's out. The loser will be going home. And all it's staying between these two teams is that one game to, not to mention, play there, but also be a legend into the next major. But
that's the important bit.
Yeah.
Because being a legend means that you get invited back. You're part of the 8 teams that get invited to the next major, rather than having to go through a very difficult qualifying process. So it's a big map right here, these last rounds. And Rain just rushes out onto the B site. 4 players here, 4 Kinguin, soon to be 5. They're rotating in. Freakazoid finds a kill, however, and Scream will be able to hold that line. Fox is there as well to pick up the kills. They're just making use of the rifles, essentially, trying to stay far away from the pistols. No one-shot headshot here for Cloud9. They don't have a deagle. But it is a little bit close. I mean, Fox is low, and there you go. Skadoodle just goes charging in. He finds a headshot on Scream, but Michael is there to put an end to that, and Sean Gares, last man here, spots out Michael, drops him low, and everybody within the teens here for Team Kinguin. And the bomb hasn't been planted yet, but Sean Gares just decides to run right in, and well, that's easy pickings for Team Kinguin. They aren't going to let that kind of opportunity get passed by.
Well, the thing is, look at how a lot of these save rounds have gone for Cloud9. Think back to the round where nothing was towards Car and Skadoodle had the scout. They had all 5 people on a sliver of HP. Just imagine how close these rounds have been, and if just one extra kill went Cloud9's favor, they could have been able to turn it around. But Kinguin, they finally pull off the lead again after the first initial 2 rounds of that first half. But we're seeing Scott back on the op again, and Michael as well, not able to connect that shot, but Scott's going to be overrun towards long. What a shot onto Dennis!
He hits that timing perfectly. No joy for Dennis, who was basically bait for his teammates. But Scott had the timing down, and that's going to slow things down here for Team Kinguin. They have control of long at this point, but there it is. Flash as well. Skadoodle not going to give away his position this time, and this allows for Michael to get into the pit with the AWP. So now we have to see if he's going to get any joy over here. He's not showing himself for now, expecting somebody to try and rotate onto long to get the info for Cloud9 to clear things out. But for now, Cloud9 are content to sit back and wait.
Yeah, they're just holding steady, putting Freak back in towards CT spawn again. Shroud and Skadoodle going to be holding on to the push towards long. And every time I see Skadoodle pick up a kill, I see Moses with the corner of my eye just dancing with every one of those kills. And he's really hoping you'll say Skadoodle's the best opera in the world. But Molotov comes in, Mike Lilly gets the better of him from that. And with just this one man here, it's going to force a rotate in out of Cloud9.
Over rotation! What are they doing, Cloud9? They pull everybody off a B site? This could be catastrophic. If Kinguin hit the timing right, there's nobody here, not a soul. Cloud9 think that this is an A-side play. Michael, he's selling this so well, and now finally somebody's going to start thinking, wait, maybe they're going to go to the B site, but it's too late. Smoke is down and nothing is locked out. Man advantage for Cloud9 still, but it still has to be up for Kinguin here. They can hold this site very easily. Cloud9 have to go through the choke points, and Shongairs right now, he's got point, he's got the key position. Scream, though, will get overwhelmed. Fair trade, though. Fox coming right back into it, and Fox getting 2 kills. Rain on the site will shut out Freakazoid, and it's going to be down to nothing now in a 1v2. He's dropped them low, but he has to watch too many angles. Rain there to clutch it out, and this is way too close. That was a big round for Team Kinguin to win.
Cloud9 have no money to spend into this, as they're going to force it up or wait for the next. They have to wait for the next round, and Kinguin are going to be 2 rounds away from getting through into the quarterfinals and becoming a legend team into the next major. Cloud9, like you said, the over-rotation, Michael somehow sold that so damn well. That Molotov forces Skadoodle out of position towards Card, then to pick up the 1v1 was fantastic, and it looks like we're going to see a 5-man stack out of Cloud9 towards B.
It's underestimating. I don't know if it's underestimating or the tendency, but Kinguin going for that fake, I mean, that was marvelous. And now Cloud9, they're stuck. That was a huge round. They have to eco, which will allow for Kinguin to get up onto 14 rounds, and then Cloud9 will have no room for error. They will have to win every single round if they don't want to take this to overtime.
Like, the fact that it was Michael the one pushing, like, when would you ever see an Opera push solo long? Of course you're going to rotate, because you're like, well, they're going to be more there to back him up. There's no way there's going to be a man doing that by himself. But Michael just hashtag Michael things as he does that and gets them the round, most importantly. 13-11. And you can see Kinguin slowing things down, realizing we need to have a clean round here. Don't give away any guns. Don't make any of these rounds closer than they need to be. We've already seen Cloud9 come so close to pulling back a eco round. And now Shroud's the only man to defend on A.
Yep, this is it. He is going to be all by his lonesome. The Franklins aren't going to save him now. He might be able to take somebody with him, though, but we'll see. There it is. Spots the movement long. He's got that HE for Cat as well, but this isn't a split. They're just fully committing. Team Kinguin, all 5 members, straight up long onto that site, and Shroud doing tremendous damage. Fox down to 17, Scream down to 75, but the bomb will get planted, although nothing looking to deny that. Barely going to lose out versus Rain, but an HE finishes the job, brings it back to a 4-on-4. And the bomb, they're not getting the plant. Skadoodle will take out Dennis. That's from CT Ramp. Freakazoid on short will pick up 1. And Michael and Ray are the last 2 alive for Kinguin. They have to get the job done. But Freakazoid will be able to pick up the 1 and turn it into a 1v2. And the bomb is not planted for him. There's nothing he can do. Michael trying to go, but it's not going to happen. And Cloud9 will be able to win an eco round. And look at that Shongairs. He knows the face bomb from Freakazoid. They know how close. They know how close that was.
What did we just say, Semler, about how close these eco runs have been out of Cloud9? They finally get one out of the 3 they've had so far in this game. Such a close round. Shroud staying alive, and the damage they're able to do on the cross, not to mention nothing getting boosted the first time. What a great job by them. They pull it back, and Team Kinguin, they have to be wondering what the hell happened there.
That can shatter Kinguin. That can break Kinguin. Losing a round like that, one that they should never lose, that could have won them the game practically. This is big. Now Cloud9 have room for error. So Cloud9, 12 rounds to them, 13 for Kinguin. In the last map of their tournament, essentially, one of these teams is going home.
You know what I really would love to have seen? A boost catwalk on Skadoodle. Get him an early peek in towards lower or towards mid, because he hasn't done that just yet. But Dennis, he's pushing up against Freakazoid, going to be maybe
he's safe. He's safe in that position, but he saw the barrel. Dennis saw the gun barrel. And Freakazoid backs off. Freakazoid roasts. What? It spreads to him, and Scream is going to get a kill for free on a Freakazoid. 100-0 twice in the same map off of Molotovs. How often do we see that, Kaplan?
Not often. Not often at all. But now, King with the man advantage, rotating back towards be a smart move. They still have Shongairs, nothing there, but nothing's only on 36 HP. So then to come down to some god shots out of these 2 players to maintain this hold. Shroud and Skadoodle still over towards the A site. Fox waiting for the push out towards long. And he's faking it as well.
Yeah, going into Snake, basically, Sean. He's going to be holding close, and right now, Kinguin, they're gathered up. No subtlety here, although they are trying to sell the fake. See if they can't make it work a second time. That would be big. Fox looking for the headshot, but Shroud backs off. Stays alive for now, takes the fight, and wins it. He will have the info as well, seeing that nobody else is going to be pushing through, and now Shongairs should get a free kill on the Dennis. He does. 1-for-1 trade. Nothing doing work for the back of Plateau, and Michael misses the shot. 1v3 now, and a wall bang through. Very well done by Michael, but he has to get the bomb. And he's only got 10 seconds to get this bomb plant down. This is it. All or nothing now. Michael, is he going to get it done? Shroud and Skadoodle can go charging through, but they're pacing themselves. They're making use of the nades. And Michael now smoked off, looking to turn this into a series of duels. And there it is, the first headshot on the Shroud. 1v1 versus Ska, but Ska hits the shot. And that is it. Cloud9 keeping it alive. The clutch.
I can hear Freakazoid screaming. Nothing doing everything there. Well, a phenomenal job by him. You're seeing the replay of the round just prior where Cloud9 come back on the eco, and the damage they're able to do in rushing straight through was so well done. You see Michael getting knocked down pretty low in HP.
Rain
but
losing that duel on Goose. That was it. That was the kicker right there.
But nothing that last round. 30 HP, picks up 2 kills.
He picks up the 2 kills, but yeah, man.
Big
Michael Lele as well. The first headshot. I mean, he did everything right. He had that smoke down to turn it into 1v1s. That was exactly what had to happen. But SCII does not miss. He had 1 shot, and he doesn't miss it.
One opportunity.
This is fantastic CS. And now 13-13 the score, tied up, but Kinguin, they're on pistols. They go for a quasi-buy. They've got Kevlar and a few nades, but they're on pistols versus a fully bought up Cloud9, and they're sneaking their way out mid right now.
And Freakazoid's not in CT spawn to stop this, but he's over towards the B site, ready to defend. They're going to be 5 men rushing straight in. They're going to be perfect kills.
But Rain with the pre-fire. Rain takes it out. Sean Gares is there, though. He holds it, and he manages to get 2 key frags. Scream trying to hold on B slope. This could be it. Michael Lele finds the headshot, gets the knock for free. And it's a 2-on-2, but the bomb is here, and Scream is going to be able to pick this up. Michael Lele, though, is going to be an eternal thorn in Cloud9's side. If he gets this shot, he does not. Misses it, and now they know where he's playing from. And you already have the rotation coming in here as well. Shroud is going to be looking to see if he can't catch this man out. There it is, Michael Lele with the pre-fire, not going to hit. And the man holding it upper dark, he might very well be in for a bit of a rude awakening. But a fantastic nade! The perfect timing. Still, Scream there to end the joyous celebration. It is not done yet. Shroud in a 1v1, and Shroud pushing onto the side. Scream up front, and Scream doing what Scream does. Gets the headshot, and a counter clutch for Team Kinguin to keep their hopes alive.
Dear Lord, Michael, you get that free op in middle, just delaying Shroud or Sean Garris in tunnels as well, so he couldn't push in a site to kill Scream. A timeout coming in for Cloud9. Sure as hell need it. And what a round. They don't even have money to really spend for Cloud9.
Yeah, this is just a catastrophe. And talk about the highs and lows, right? That adrenaline dump that is happening for Cloud9 right now, where they win a huge round and then just get slammed in the next one. And they even made the right call. They stacked 3 on B. They had 3 rifles ready on B to shut Kinguin out of the site. But Rain with the pre-fire through the doors. He catches out the first man.
You have to wonder what would have happened if a team flash came in over the wall to allow Cloud9 to peek out, because they challenged aggressively through window and door.
They flashed. They flashed. Rain was blind. He was just shooting blindly with the Tech 9 and takes the first guy out. The man at window trades 1 for 1, but that's not good enough. Sean Gares did make it close, but Michael Lele, man, that was the key play right there. What a joy. But 14-13 now.
And like I said, he picked up the kill, and then he stayed alive off the back where Sean tried to push him. And he eventually did die to the nade, but he bought so much time to allow Scream to get the bomb down and get a decent position to hold on to that. That's so rough.
I mean, CLG are still in this tournament, but Cloud9 are the team that everybody's looking to represent North America in this. This is a world championship, essentially. Teams from all around the world traveling, and Cloud9 have been dominant in North America for months now. This is the team to beat from North America, and right now they're on the ropes.
Remember earlier on we were talking about short control at a Cloud9. I wonder if they're going to boost up, because we've seen time and time again Kinguin have gone lower B, and Cloud9 could potentially take advantage of that. They're going to be going for the save into this, looking for the overtime. But I swear, a boost up catwalk can allow them to maybe open things up. But they've had so many close eco rounds, they're able to pull one off before over towards A site. We're going to find out if they can do it again. It's a 4-win split.
But this is a hard eco. They have a nade, and they have a P250 on SCII. A hard eco from Cloud9. They aren't messing around. They're playing for overtime. This is it. It's going to come down to the next 2 rounds here for Cloud9.
If they can pull this off, though.
And you got to appreciate Team Kinguin slowing things down as well. They know just how important this is, and they need to get the info. So they've spread out across the map. They haven't jumbled up. They haven't bunched up, and they haven't pushed on to any kind of site early on. Cloud9 have laid a trap on the B site, but Kinguin are taking their time. They're not going to get caught off guard.
Yeah, with no smokes or flashes, they haven't given a single thing away, and now Kinguin's still just trying to gather that information, as SCII just still staying towards long, pushed up this time. He's already able to tag down Screen to 53, but I wonder if Kinguin are walking into this trap. They're going to get a sweet, easy plant onto the A site. There's no kit on the Cloud9, so there's no point in not trying to go for the defuse, trying to go for the retake, but the chance of actually pulling it off, if you're not going to challenge them before they get there, is going to be very difficult to redo.
And this is looking like a big push. They're going in for it. If only Cloud9 had some P250s here. P2000s might not cut it, and there you go. Perfect timing with the flash. Opens everything. And, well, there's a soul man, Freakazoid. He's used the smoke to his advantage. He's pushed in through the other side, but Michael Lele, point blank, just annihilates him, and that is it. Match point here for Team Kinguin to get 2nd seed in the group.
We're into this round, though. Potentially the final round, but SCII has money for an op. The SCII show needs to be true here.
Oh, yeah, it's all or nothing. if ever there was a time for him to be the anchor, for him to be the man who basically just carries this team across the finish line, or in this case, to overtime, it's now.
Oh, the tag again.
He gets it again. Michael, I mean, how many has he hit? He's so consistent. And wow, Kinguin, they're just going for the straight up rush onto B site. No subtlety here. First shot goes in. Nothing is gone. Scream takes out Sean, but Sean does roast one. Still a man advantage here for Kinguin, and this is a huge advantage to have. Holding onto the B site, Skadoodle attempts to bring it back, but Rain shuts him down. And Shroud and Freakazoid, the last two alive here. A 2-on-4 situation. Bomb has been planted. Freakazoid pushing up B slope. And Shroud trying to get something done here, but the smoke blocking him off in Upper Dark. This is burning valuable time. They don't have a kit on Cloud9. They have to hit the shots of their lifetimes, but it's not going to happen. Michael takes out one. Freakazoid there to take out Dennis, but it is not meant to be. 16-13, and Team Kinguin will be moving on into the playoffs. They have now become a legendary team. Cloud9 denied at the end.
Off the back of Scream in that clutch as well. On that B site, able to pull off the 1v2. Shroud's got to be kicking himself as he wasn't able to clutch that, but they pick up 10 rounds on that T side to pull off the victory, to get through into the Lansix Arena, to become the Legends team, and Cloud9 so close, and yet so far.
Skadoodle has never made it through the group stage of a major.
Nope.
And it continues to be the case. That is soul-shattering. Skadoodle has been to many a major, and he has never made it out. And with Cloud9, I think this was honestly the best shot that he had, and still denied. Incredible. Incredible. What a story. What Cloud9 as well. I mean, this is a team who have been making waves in the scene over the past several months. They've dominated North America. Nobody has come close to measuring up against this team. They've come onto European soil and nearly won tournaments. They've taken out some of the best in the world, and to falter here in the group stage at Cologne, this is the upset.
Well, America's hope's not over. You still got Luminosity, you still have CLG coming up today. But Team Kinguin, you know, the team that was put together for the major, the team of all-stars, seeing if they could, you know, maybe put their egos aside sometimes and really come together as a team. Legia has assisted in so much on the team.
Incredible performance from Kinguin.
Fantastic performance.
It has to be said. Legia as well, just recently stepping in as the in-game leader. That is a monumental task. And as well as the sixth man, so it's a different form of leading. He's not in the game. He's standing behind the team. So he's outside of the game, looking at everybody, basically trying to get a feel for what's happening in-game where his players are. And he is making those calls. But you have to give it everybody. I mean, all 10 of these players gave it their all. 11 if we want to count Legia. But
and considering the game before, I mean, this is back-to-back Dust2s. Cloud9 had the opportunity to watch. Sean had the opportunity to anti-strat, and we saw that happen quite a few times. But Mike Lely, I mean, I don't want to, you know, keep pointing him out, but he did so terribly in the first game. But he really stepped up there when the time counted. That kill on his Skadoodle was pushing through middle to get into B, and he was able to pick up the free op and delay Sean Garris as much time as he could, so Scream could pick up the 1v2 in the end. Well done by them overall.
So many clutches, so many smart plays. I mean, huge plays.
So many close rounds.
That was one of the best matches we've had all group stage long, and it's not done yet. It's still going on all day long. We're going to be going here to close out the groups, to figure out the other 3 second seeds that are going to be making it into the playoffs. There are another 3 teams that are going to be going home, and Cloud9, they aren't going to make it this time. Again, they fall short, and Skadoodle, man, that is heartbreaking. But now let's go ahead and hear what the analysts have to say. Chobra, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And yes, indeed, after an intense match. We have Michael O joining us again here as the winner. And yeah, it looks like the adrenaline's still pumping through you, man. I mean, just tell us, what are you feeling right now?
I'm relieved. I'm so happy right now. I'm enjoying this so much. This is so much fun to play these close games in the best of one, in a major tournament, our first major tournament with the team, and my team is super good.
Yeah, I think you guys proved yourself very well, and I'm sure you guys watching that game, I mean, you guys had a lot of, I think everyone was very invested by the time that it got that close, watching no matter whose fan you were. Maybe you weren't a real fan of either team, but that match, I think everyone was rallying around. Kadian, how did you view that?
I just want to ask one question. Because
That's a question.
Yeah.
that game was so tense, but I want to know who called that B-rush in the last round.
Oh. I think it was Legia, actually.
That was ballsy.
Yeah, he's the winner.
That was ballsy.
Yeah, that was really ballsy. And that was so fun because Scream said, like, okay, we're going to rush B now. Michael, you tag him in the mid or you kill him. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try. And then I tag him. And I got the tag. And, you know, when you get tagged to run over to B as a CT, it's it's annoying
Yeah, it
as shit.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely ruins your confidence going into the B side. You
Yeah.
can't really play. You have to play a lot more passively. Try and play an angle that's a little bit less favours you. So yeah, that's definitely a good point. And that's why rushing B on the last round is definitely one of those Hail Mary plays, isn't it?
It
Like
is.
it's a land play. It's a big moment play just to call it off and see what you can do with it.
Well,
Put it off, it looks amazing.
There were a couple rounds where you guys started out trying to test over at A, and you guys were getting shut down. And then once you started focusing on mid and B, you found a little bit more success. So I actually thought that change of pace was actually a pretty cool call.
Yeah, I mean, we played against these guys on the same map in Valencia, as I said before, and we knew Freakazoid is like 90% of the rounds playing on the box is city spawn, so we knew it. So we took advantage to kill him pretty many times, I think. But yeah, we had it was some close rounds. I think I lost a 1-on-1 against some with low HP. I don't know his HP, but they said it was low, and I was almost to clutch like 1 of 5 almost on T side when I was short. So it was all these rounds we lost and we won them. It was super tight. They could have won the game.
What about talking us through that SCII eco going 5-man long and losing it as a terrorist?
I mean, it's like we have a strat and we didn't fulfill it. We smoked this spawn smoke, which we're not supposed to do. So they could just camp behind it
exactly.
and kill us. So that was pretty sloppy by us, I would say.
Well, I mean, that round that you guys lost that to Cloud9, but similarly against Immunity in the previous round, you won just that eco round that kind of crippled them, and they never recovered from that. You guys recovered from this one. So what is it that you say as a team, like not tactically, but like how do you recover focus from that kind of a situation?
It's different in this team from all other teams. It's like in this team we have so much. We're so good friends. We allow people to do mistakes, and if you allow a human to do mistakes, he's gonna be better next time because yeah. So I mean, we just believe in ourselves. I'm the guy that trying to pep talk my guys. Maybe on practice I can whine a bit, but that's nothing compared to what I'm doing on official games. I'm like always trying to pump my guys up, like telling them that we're super good and individual, and I think it happens that they feel more comfortable, and we can afford to do the mistakes we're doing sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, phenomenal game from you guys, of course, and congratulations once again. Now being able to play during the playoffs at the Lanxess Arena, that's got to be exciting. I mean, I feel like that's what every team said. It's like, no matter the result, first we want to play in that stadium. Are you looking forward to that starting tomorrow?
I mean, it's a dream come true, I would say. I can speak for all the Counter-Strike players out there. It's a dream.
Not just the players.
Yeah, for everyone, I think. It's going to be amazing.
I mean, yeah, the fans, whether it's the fans who are there, of course, us being able to talk over these games there, but you guys taking the spotlight at that stadium should be really exciting. So once again, congratulations, a well-deserved win here, going out from Group F as that second winner in those groups, and now being able to secure your spot in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, but there's still many more games to go through, as Semler and Kaplan told us. Next up, we will have eBattle versus CLG, and in the meantime, if you're missing any of the games this week, feel free, please go ahead, check out theScore eSports, download the app from the iOS App Store or Google Play. And right now, in fact, they have one of those pieces on the European Challengers, and one of those teams, eBattle, will be coming up next against CLG. Stay tuned.
Congrats, dude. Really well done.